welcome back to my channel. I want to say two things. Number one, thank you so much for all the love and support that I got on my last video. I mean, can you believe that Joanne the Scammer video on my Instagram got over 60,000 views? Like, mind-blowing. It got to Brandon. He replied and he said, "You've scammed me, iconic," by Joanne herself. The second thing I wanted to tell you guys, so I'm beginning this segment called Juvi Talks. I want to reach out to you, reach out to the masses, reach out to the male audience, reach out to the female audience on different levels, not just with makeup, but with actual life tips and drama and stories and just realness, because I feel like with the makeup you guys see a different side of me, and I think I have things to say that people should listen to. Why am I gonna call it Juvi Talks? Well, Juvi is my birth-given nickname, and I feel like I'm getting a little bit more closer and more comfortable with you guys, so you guys are allowed to call me Juvi now. And on the first Juvi Talks, I'm gonna give you guys some tips and some suggestions on taking her out on a first date. And if you guys have other suggestions for future Juvi Talks, remember to leave them down in the comment box below. And of course, if you like the video, remember to give it a thumbs up. The first tip that I think is vital: be yourself. If you're funny, let it shine. Don't just tell us something we want to hear because you know we'll like it, you know it'll probably impress us. We can see right through your BS and lies. Other than that, and I know I'm just speaking for myself, I like a guy who can make me laugh. I like a guy who can share his dreams and talk to me about how he's gonna get there and his aspirations, and just showing his genuine intelligence and just being himself. That will make any woman want to take you out on a second date. Clean up nice, please, because if we're taking our time to do our makeup and look pretty impressive for you, I would hope you guys are investing that much time in us. Now I have a question for you guys. Who should pay on the first date? I'm gonna let you sit on that one. And he should pay on the first date. Maybe the first and second date he should pay. The third, you know, if you made it to a third, then you guys are more comfortable with each other. I'm pretty sure you guys have been communicating between the first, second, and third date. So, girls, ladies, don't be ashamed to go halfsies with him. I know you women are watching also. I heard a story once. It was pretty mortifying. So homeboy took homegirl out on a date, and it was a really nice and beautiful place, pretty pricey. So for the ladies who are into that money, you'd be impressed. However, when it got time to order the food, homeboy said, "Let me get the steak." For the both of them. Who orders food? Who orders one plate of food and shares it on the first date? I don't know. If that is your prerogative, guys, by all means, but don't take her out to a really nice restaurant and get a steak for the both of you. That's embarrassing. If you were afraid to spend that much money, then boo, you could have taken her to Red Lobster, to Fridays, and you guys both could have had a full meal with some drinks and would have spent the same amount of money as you would on that steak. You guys are gonna need one of these. You guys are gonna need a spanking. The next suggestion that I want to move on with after that traumatizing one, don't be superficial. Don't brag about the cars you have. Keep your superficial comments in here. Here's another example. So another good friend of mine went on a date. From what she explained, It was a great date. He said a comment to her, if a girl doesn't have a big ass, she's not a keeper or the relationship won't last. What? The fact of the matter is that he continued by saying that if my daughter has no ass, I will pay for her to get surgery so she can have a bigger ass. You better check that ego at the door, because I'm not with that. Do you know what you sound like saying things like that? Who told you it was okay to say that? Does your mom know you're saying these things? I don't think so. As I've always said, I have no problem whatsoever with plastic surgery, but if you're taking her out on a date and she happens to not have enough ass for you, why would you even say that? You're just setting yourself up for failure. Don't go on that first date talking about your ex. That was in the past. It shows that you're still not over them. It's a possibility that you guys are still messing around, but yet you're here trying to go out on a date with me. And 3, it just shows that you still miss them or love them or whatever the case, and maybe you aren't ready to be out dating yet. Those are conversations you have. Actually, those are conversations you don't have with anyone that you're dating, unless you guys happen to be in that conversation and asking each other questions and it's a mutual thing. But don't just bring them up out of the blue, because it's a turn off. It's a turn off once you start talking about an ex. Just don't do that. I have another question, and I sincerely want to hear your thoughts. Don't be afraid to leave them down below. Even if you have to make a new YouTube account under an anonymous name or an alias, do it, because I want to hear your thoughts. Who should pick out the place for the date? Should he pick the place or should she pick the place? Be a gentleman. We are in a world, being that true gentleman has kind of gone out the window. We have very few men in the world who are still true gentlemen. There are still gentlemen in the world. So ladies, if you're losing hope, there's hope. To all you real gentlemen out there, thank you for continuing on being a gentleman. If you're nervous, don't worry. We're a little nervous too, especially if we're meeting you for the first time. And not all dates are complete disasters. I hope you leave your fake ass home and bring the real you on the date, because that's what we want to see. I hope you don't order dinner for one and share it amongst the 2 of you, because that's just cheap. I think he should pay for the first date. Maybe he should also pay for the second date. Once we get to the 3rd, then all right, we've made it to the 3rd date, and I think it's only fair that I go half with you and just easing up till you guys are more comfortable and just paying for each other. To my ladies watching this, you will go on tons of dates and they'll each be different. Remember to look at the bright side of things. Not all dates are gonna be horrible. If you are a shallow person in general, male or female, then you need to check yourself too, because clearly if you're that shallow, that means you have some problems to take care of on your own. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Remember to follow me on social media, my Instagram at I am Juvenia. Follow me on Snapchat at juvenile. It's right here somewhere. So talk to me, I will respond. Until the next video, I love you all. Bye.